Onto our worked examples now, and we've only got 6 to do. So the first question asks us, for each of these equations, find the result of applying the given operation, so what's in that lovely square bracket, to both sides, and then we are simplifying. So having a look here for the first one, I'm adding 4 to both sides. So let's write it out, and we're adding 4 to both sides. And then we simplify from there. So 3 plus 4 is 7. A is still the same. Minus 6 plus 4 is minus 2. And we are done with that one. On to the next. So this one, instead of doing just one step, I'm actually doing 2. So let's do them in order. I start with my minus 2 for both sides. So I'm going to do that first. So 4y plus 2, and then I'm going to just do it in a different colour so you can see. Minus 2 equals 22 minus 2. Okay, and let's simplify as we go. So now I end up with just 4y because these two cancel each other out. So if I have 2 apples, I take away 2 apples, I've got no apples left. And 22 minus 2 gives me 20. Okay, the next thing it's asking me to do is to actually divide by 2, and I need to divide by 2 on both sides. So once I've done that, I end up with my answer. So 4y divided by 2 is 2y, and 20 divided by 2 is 10. We are done with that one. Next one, show that these pairs of equations, are equivalent, so they're the same, by stating the operation used. So basically we want both of the equations to look the same by using a particular operation, and I need you to tell me what process you've used. So figure out what the process is and then state what the process is to answer the question. So we essentially want this one to look like this one. So we want to have our statement here to look like our statement here. So to get from here to here, let's have a look at what we can do. So I can see already 2b is exactly the same, so I'm not going to do anything to that. But I've got plus 6 here and 8, and I've got 2 here. So I'm going to do something with this 6. So let's try minusing 6. And what I do to one side, I have to do the other. So let's double check that. So I've got 2b plus 6. And I've said that I want a minus 6 because I want to get essentially this side to look like this. And this side to look like this. So let's continue with this. I think we're on a good track. So equals 8, and then I've minus 6. So if I have a look at this, 6 and minus 6 cancel each other out, so I end up with 2b. And 8 minus 6 is actually 2. Okay, so I haven't answered my question yet because I haven't told you the process that I've done. I've shown the process, but I need to tell you what the process actually is. So what I have done is, for my process, I have minused 6 from both sides. And make sure that you're writing a sentence for this, okay? Next one, let's have a look. Okay, so similar thing. We want to get from here to here. What can we do to get from here to here? So we need to see what the process is. So I can see that I have a u here and I have a u here, and I can see that this is multiplied by 4. So why don't I try dividing by 4? So always think about kind of an opposite operation. So if I have plus, I want to maybe do a minus. If I have a minus, I might want to do a plus. If I have a divide, I might want to do a multiply. If I have a multiply, I'm going to do a divide. And it's a really good thing to kind of just be really nimble with these and just have a go most of the time. So let's divide these by 4 and let's see how we go with that. So I've got 28 and that will be divided by 4. Gives me 4u divided by 4. So 28 divided by 4, just going to grab my calculator because it's a little bit late at the moment. So 28 divided by 4 does give me 7. So 7 equals, so 4u divided by 4 gives me u. Yep, beautiful. So again, I need to know what the process is. So to get from here to here, what I have done is so my process, similar to the statement here, okay? So the process for this one is I have divided by 4. So divided both sides by 4. Okay, on to our last two. So this type of question, you will get one similar, okay? For the following equations, write an equivalent equation to the one, to that you can get in one operation. So I need to see the process. And again, you're only going to have one thing that you're going to do. So you might add something, you might minus something, you might multiply something, you might divide something, okay? But you're only doing one operation. In some of your questions, you might actually have two operations that you do, okay? So we're only after one for this particular one. And again, we want to simplify it. We're using one operation, we do it to both sides, and we want to simplify. So basically, I want this to look smaller. So things you can look for are, have a look at your numbers and see if there's anything that they have actually in common. So I can see here 3 and 9, they're both multiples of 3, and 15 is also a multiple of 3. So why don't I try to actually divide both sides by 3, and let's see where we end up. So I've got 3e minus 9 equals 15, and let's apply our one operation. So, and just to make this a little bit easier to see, I'm just going to do it like this, because it means the exact same thing. So let's have a go. So 3e divided by 3 is just e, and I put my minus, and I've got 9 divided by 3 gives me 3, and then I have 15 divided by 3, which gives me 5. That's looking really, really nice. We're done with that one. Hop on to the next. Again, I'm looking for something that I can either undo or something in common. The other one before, I was looking for something in common with all of them, but when you have brackets, I already know what I want to get rid of, because I've got multiplied by 4 over here, and you can also see if you can actually have 36 as a multiple of 4, so I can divide it by 4, and I do believe I can. Just do a little quick calculation. So I have 36 divided by 4. It indeed equals 9. So let's have a go with this one to actually divide by 4 on both sides. So let's write it out to start off with. So we have our expression, and then we're going to divide by 4 for both sides. With this one, you are going to have the multiply by 4 and divide by 4 cancel each other out. So I end up with, on my left-hand side, 2 plus w, and 36 divided by 4 we said equaled 9. Beautiful. You can now hop onto the questions, and you can also check at the end of this doc, because it gives you a little bit of an idea of how to approach the questions. Okay, good luck.